What's up everyone, I'm OBG for TastingSkills.com. Welcome back to another show. All right, today I'm talking about Wild Turkey Master's Keep. Now this is their super high-end, hard to find, very old, very expensive lineup. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Wild Turkey first, and then we're gonna get into the whiskeys. Starting with the establishing year of 1891. Now, Mr. Rippey built this distillery on the Old Moor Distillery, and the name of that distillery was the Old Hickory Distillery. Now, they went on to make whiskey for a very long time, and back in the day, what they would do is they would actually make the whiskey and then they would sell it to wholesalers that would slap their label on it. And they went on to do that for a very long time. Eventually, one of the wholesalers took some samples on a hunting trip, and of course, it was a turkey trip, and Wild Turkey name was born. The first bottling was in 1942, and from there, it kept on building the brand until 1971, where they bought the distillery and changed the name to Wild Turkey Distillery. Then that distillery went on to great success until 1980, when it was bought by Pernod Ricard and sold again to the Campari Group that owns it now in 2009. Now, Wild Turkey does do a lot of different whiskeys. Yes, this is the Master's Keep. They also do the famous 101. They make Russell's Reserve and so on. And if you want to see the shows and all of that information in future shows, because I'm working on these right now, I suggest that you subscribe. All right, so let's get into the 5 different Master's Keep whiskeys and the differences and the pricing. Starting with the Master's Keep, the 17-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon. This one is proof at 86.8 or 43.3 ABV. The mash bill is traditional, 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. And I didn't find the barrel char, but I'm guessing it's level 4 since that's what they usually use at Wild Turkey. And that retails for $300. Then we have the Master's Keep Bottled in Bond. This is a 17-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon proofed at 100 or 50 ABV. The mash bill again is 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. Again, did not find the actual barrel, but I'm thinking it's a number 4. And this retails for at least $500. Then we have the Master's Keep Cornerstone Rye, which is what I'm holding in my hand today. This is aged for a minimum of 9 years, and the mash bill is 37% corn, 51% rye, and 12% malted barley. This is also in a number 4 char, and the ABV is 54.5 or 109 proof, and this retails for $300. Then we have the Master's Keep Revival. This is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon that is a minimum of 12 to 15 years old. Then it's finished into 20-year-old Oloroso cask and proof to 101. This is the same mash bill as all the other, 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. This one retails for $350. Then we have the Master's Keep Decade. This is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon that is blended of 10 and 20-year-old. And once again, mash bill, 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% barley. And this is proof at 104.5 or 52.25. And that retails for $300. All right, when we look at the packaging here, this is just insane. Like, I mean, the wooden top, Master's Keep on the top, the proof, the minimum age, the batch number on the neck of the bottle. We have a silk screen, this beautiful embossed bottle. I mean, it's $300 a bottle. This is just solid packaging. There's not much to say here. I'm really like this. It's really clean. It's really to the point. And I have to say that this is absolutely one of my favorite ones when we get to high-end bourbon or high-end whiskey that is made in America, because when I look at other companies, this I think by far is the best bottle and packaging that I've seen up to now. All right, so let's get to the tasting notes of the Cornerstone. But before we do that, do you want to taste like a pro? Head over to TastingSkills.com, put your name and email into the magical yellow box, and I will send you my free 17-page guide to the fundamentals of tasting. All right, now let's get into this Cornerstone tasting notes. Right away, when we look at the color, it has this beautiful deep amber and orange with some touch of gold. On the nose, you get this high alcohol that has all kinds of wood tannins that are really sweet. You get the char of the barrel that turns into notes of caramel, oranges, honey, cedar, spice bark into a beautiful smoke of sweetness that is mixed into the rye of this complex nose. On the mouthfeel, you get this beautiful balance of spiciness that is mixed with the burn of the high proof that turns into this lovely wood tannins that are delivered in more layers of spiciness that eventually turn into the acidity that delivers more serious complex notes that are very long that keeps on pushing sweet notes. This is so good. I mean, yes, it is $300 a bottle. The layers on this, the finish, the complexity, the nose, the balance overall, it is super, super good. Just wow. Now, do I think that you should buy this? I mean, this depends on your budget. You need to remember that this is Wild Turkey's attempt to go at the highest end of the whiskey market out there. When we look at their competitors like a Buffalo Trace, if you'd be looking at, this is a 9-year minimum, and yes, it is $300, but if we look at anything close to that in the antique collection, like Thomas Handy, that is, barrel proof, or if we look at Sazerac Rye, 17-year-old, like the Handy's at least $500, and the Sazerac Rye, we're looking at least $1,500 for the 17-year-old. Now, this is really good. Do I recommend it? I mean, if you have the budget, I do. This is a solid effort from Wild Turkey. All right, that's gonna do it for me. IAMOBG for tastingskills.com. Please remember to smash that like button, and then you need to subscribe and go down there and click the bell. Otherwise, my friend, please remember, stay sober. Peace.